Hello, students. This is Professor Berry. How are you? We are officially in week 7. This is technically like our last week, and it's really important that we talk. And I hope that you are paying attention to this video so that we can get on one accord about our last week's assignments. So if you would go to your online class portal. Let me see if I can turn this around and make sure that you are in week 7. It should say module 7, week 7. And you'll also see that I have a little heads up due date for you. I hope that worked. But in week 7, module 7, you will see that we don't have a lot to do. This is technically our last week of class, and we are going to talk about informative and persuasive presentations. You will also see that you have a quiz on workplace communication and small group communication. And there are 10 questions. Some of them are multiple choice or true and false. Make sure that you pay close attention to those, okay? And make sure that you finish that quiz by Sunday night at 11:59. And I believe Sunday night's date is Sunday, December the 3rd, okay? You'll see that it may kind of go off to like midnight, so you may see it like 12:04 or something midnight. But please, I can't say it enough, please make sure that you get your work in on time. The other thing I want to make sure that you know, of course, we have no discussion board question this week, but this week you are working really hard on your final research presentation. And if you are not quite sure where to find that information, you go right to the middle of your page. And I'm going to see if I can turn this thing around again. And I want you to go to, if you're not quite sure where it is, you go to the middle of the page and it says Human Communication Research Information. Can you see that? I hope that you can see that. It says Human Com Research Information. And you could click on that and get all of your information. Here's the information as well as an example of a student presentation. So that is what is expected. You go right here, you click on this to get your information for that last presentation, and then I even gave you an example of what to do, okay? So in that research project, you are going to select a particular topic. Thank you to those people that told me what you're going to do, okay? And others, I did not hear from you, but I hope that you are working diligently. All right. And then I tell you exactly how to set up your PowerPoint. On slide 1 is going to be a title slide. You give your name. You can have pictures and the title of your project. 2, you're going to give some background of the topic. On slide 3, I just want 3 main points. Slide 4, you'll talk about point 1. Slide 5, you'll talk about point 2. Slide 6, you talk about point 3. And then on slide 7, you give a conclusion. That's it. That will be due on December the 4th. December the 4th. I'm going to go back. Okay, we're going to go back and turn this around. Hope that worked for you. Okay, please remember that this week is really important that you get all your information done. You will see that there is a place for you to upload your final presentation. If you go to, it'll say like module 8. And there is a place where you can upload that. And I want you to make sure that you upload it by December the 4th. Please, no late work. All right, so this week we are going to talk about informative presentations. And you'll see in your reading as well as the PowerPoints that I provided for you, we're always working with informative presentations. Just think about the news. That's an informative presentation. They're telling us about the weather or something that occurred in society. You want to also think about the presentation that you're doing. This is a type of informative presentation. And so you want to know why you're delivering the speech or this presentation. You want to give fresh information and think about those things that your audience may not know. Okay? Informative presentations are always really good because your book talks about create information hunger. So we're saying, why do we really need to know about this topic? Why do we need to know about your research topic? There's something good about it that you want us to know, okay? And I want you to think about that as you're working on that presentation. All right, also in terms of your presentation, define and describe, paint pictures for us so that we understand what it is. You might have to define certain words in your presentation so that we understand what it means. Okay? And I want you to think, like in informative presentations, sometimes they can be confusing, but I would just want you to make your presentation or your research project, just make it simple and easy to understand. The difference between informative and persuasive speaking is that informative just gives information, but persuasive speaking seeks to change someone's mind. And we see this a lot where we may be watching a debate where they're just not giving information, but they really want you to vote for them. There's some type of action that they want you to do. Another type of persuasive speaking would be some type of sales or advertising. They're not just telling you about their product, but they really want you to purchase it or buy it or to think a certain way about it. All right, so this week, your task is to really get to work on that final research presentation. You cannot afford not to do it. It's a large chunk of your grade, and don't miss those points out there on the table. Have fun with your research. Any questions, make sure you call, text, email, anything, but please make sure you ask that question. Have a very blessed day.